When I moved to long-term care from acute care, it became apparent to me pretty quickly that the underpinnings of decision-making were still automatic assumptions that we call someone's family, that we don't even start talking to the person or thinking about their ability to make a decision. I think just as an advocate that we really start with the person first. When the recommendation is made that someone can't be safely supported to live at home, what are the reasons behind that? Making sure that people have the information, that they've been part of the conversation, we brought them along. And I think that even in terms of moving into long-term care, while it might be the safest in someone's mind, it's also not a benign intervention, and that there is a consequence for people maybe emotionally around the move, around loss of autonomy, that actually can also be harmful.
I would say for other clinical as well as admin personnel who are working with people moving into our care, especially with dementia, to not rush through things. Everyone is taking in the process at their own pace. We try to avoid task-based care. In our own homes, we're not drill sergeants, we're not doing that task-centered care. Where this comes into play for people living with dementia is it is really crucial they have that personal touch, and they need space, time, and patience.
We have to be respectful because they're human beings, and we have to be kind to them. It's very challenging, but just think on the positive side.
Being thoughtful about where in the continuum someone is at, where in the continuum of decision making, and that is from independent decision making to supported decision making to substitute decision making, and to really, I guess, advocate and remind teams, families, that people are still able to participate in decision making, and that decisions are decision specific. So, you know, if somebody is living with a more advanced dementia, I wouldn't be using lots of information. It might be very simple. So maybe having someone present that knows them really well, understands their communication, checking for times of the day when they're more awake or alert, making sure I have an interpreter if English isn't someone's first language, hearing aids if we need, or pocket talk or whatever we need to do to augment the conversation.
Sometimes the family wants something different than the resident, so it's really negotiating that, and that's when you bring in other team members to just really have a talk about what that person wants and what is their wishes and beliefs. So I think that's the most critical piece, is getting to know them, their life story, what decisions they've made before, but also acknowledging they may change their decisions as they move along, whether it's because of dementia or just as people, we change over time. We all take risks. I really object to, all of a sudden someone is older, they're living in long-term care, and we become very maternalistic or paternalistic, and we want to keep them safe and wrapped in bubble wrap, and that's not life, that's not living.
People have an emotional response to losing autonomy, and people can experience it, and it's important to remember that we don't want people to feel invisible.